It's 5 o'clock and you're off the clock with B Scott. Today, we got a special guest, Jim Stancil. You might know him from Boat Center up in Rogers. He sells Havoc boats for us. And today we're going to talk about the history where we met Jim, how it all got started, all the way through the tornado, the ups and downs. And we're just going to basically tell you the story how it happened. And if you haven't checked us out on YouTube, our race series, or checked out our new gear shop on our website at havocboats.com, we got tons of new merch. And it looks like Jim needs some merch. So I think we're going to have to hook him up with some.
Yeah, definitely before he leaves,
We got tons of new stuff, and it's always updating. We always got new gear.
New hats, new shirts.
That's right. So if you haven't seen it, check it out. Leave a like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and I say we jump right into this thing.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
where do we meet? Where does the story begin?
Well, it started with Tim and I meeting at Wings Over the Prairie duck calling contest. We had some booths. I was displaying some of the boats I made. Tim was displaying some boats he's made. And we just got to talking and being friends. And I said, when you're in a competition situation, because he had a boat company, I had a boat company.
What year was this?
This was a long time ago.
It had to be.
I didn't even think about how long. Let's go on past that.
I don't even know. It was a long time ago. It's probably...
Y'all were young men at that time, huh?
It was probably 20 years ago, 22 years ago. I mean, it was a long time
ago.
So
you were there. You're selling boats. That had to be... What boat brand was that?
It was Excel.
Excel boats. Mm-hmm. And you were building... What were you building, Jim?
I was building... it's Rivertail Incorporated. And we were building a boat called Lake Sport. I think we built a few aluminum boats for Bass Cat, and we had built River Trail and Delta Marsh. We had 2 or 3 different names of little old boats and stuff that we did.
Yeah, they did Delta Marsh too. You built the Delta Marsh 125 holes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Delta Marsh, Lake Sport, and everything else. But what's crazy though, a lot of our designs today, it came from Jim. The way we cut the transoms, the way we cut the gunnels, and a lot of the technology.
So y'all was at this convention and y'all just seen each other, started talking, and one thing led to another. I mean, what took place then?
Well, I think we just started talking back and forth. Jim was he likes to talk. I mean, he talks to anybody. I don't think he ever meets a stranger. So, we just got, we just kicked it off pretty good and became friends, and there's an opportunity for him to help us.
We always wanted to help each other in the boat business. Yeah. Even though we were competition, I was like, hey, you know what? I'm here to help you. You're here to help me. And the two of us both of our businesses will improve on that.
Yeah, and I was quite a bit younger. I was probably in my 20s. And I still had a lot to learn, I just knew I wanted to be in the boat business, and Jim taught us a lot.
So before that, you were building boats in Malvern,
yes,
Arkansas, and then you had the opportunity. Y'all got together and you wanted to move. And
I think I went broke, actually.
Oh, in Malvern you went broke.
Let's talk about how we started building the boats in Malvern. Yeah. Boats were being cut out at that time by hand with unishears.
Oh yeah,
handheld plasma cutter was a good upstep, and
skill saw.
That's the thing I was going to say is, hey, Tim, guess what I figured out? You can take stick wax and put it on a carbon tooth blade, and you can cut boats 3 at a time.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a big improvement.
Oh my gosh.
Only problem is if you miss your cut by 1/8 of an inch, it turns a little bigger when you flip the holes around. So it definitely mirrors.
And you got
cut.
3 boats to fix instead of 1.
Yeah. So there is some some
high stakes,
some flaws in that. That method for sure. It wasn't no CNC plasma machine, but we did eventually upgrade some better equipment back then.
It is. So he kind of taught you some ins and outs and kind of opened your eyes to some new techniques as far as being a boat builder.
Well, you got to remember, I came from Express. So Express
true.
Boats was a huge production facility. So I really didn't know a whole lot other than, I had an eye for building boats, pretty much. And so, I came from Express, and, they're a really good company. Had a lot of employees. They ran a lot of production. And, getting into that, that's what I was trying to do. Of course, I failed. But then there came an opportunity where me and Jim made a deal, and
we started working together.
I moved to Clinton, Arkansas, and
brought Excel
to Clinton, Arkansas River Trail. And we started building.
And
Excel's there.
And both of us wanted to take Excel and make it our top of the line boat.
Yeah.
That
And
was
it
the
did.
plan.
Yeah, Excel was a really nice boat. I mean, we took some methods that he liked to do, and we had the drive to get them built, and we together, we mass produced them.
I started the diamond transom cut.
That's right.
And
That's right.
you immediately made it more aggressive.
Yep. Yeah, it definitely gave it the.
And that was one of the big difference between the Lake Sport and Excel was just the way that transom was cut.
Yeah.
And
It was a really good idea, and saved us a lot of folks don't know why it's there, but a lot of it is if you order your extrusions just right, you save a lot of money.
Yeah, absolutely. And from what I know about you, you were all about saving money.
Always.
The TIG rods. That's the number one thing that I always hear about. And
you can cut your own.
Yes.
I tell everybody that.
You should drive your mama.
Have you tried
crazy.
it? Do y'all do that? Y'all don't.
No, we don't do that.
No,
here.
we don't do it. We actually buy rods, but
Have you tried it ever just for fun?
No, I've never even tried it. But it's funny because Mom, that's one of the things Mom always talks about.
yes.
She's like, your rod would be fat and it'd be skinny and it'd be fat. She's
Yes.
like always talking about, but she said it welded pretty.
Yes, you can
Welded
weld
really pretty.
But you also got to remember too, we don't have the same TIG welders we did back then.
Yeah.
Our TIG welders are a little different. I mean, they got to have something that's the same. They can't adapt and change to the environment very well. So back then it was a little different. The guys here, we're more of a speed,
Streamlined, same thing.
deal, and
Over and over and over and over.
even if you talk about a fat rod going to a skinny rod, it does make a difference. When you're running production to the maximum. I mean,
Which at that time were the boat builders also capping out boats
yeah.
and welding holes.
Things are different. Back then, a MIG welder was a TIG welder. Now we got TIG welders and we got MIG welders and blah 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 blah.
Specialty.
Yes. So
And cap out guys and
yes, cap out guys and this and that. So we have a little more process.
Yeah.
To finish a boat. But it's a good and bad because one guy's really good at one thing, another guy's really good at something else, and you put all that talent together, and you end up with a pretty nice product.
Absolutely, I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
In Clinton, Arkansas, how big did that operation get? Because as a kid, I see it at a different scale than when you're grown. Obviously, things are bigger than.
Yeah, you
when
were
you're
like
a kid.
12 years old.
I was younger than that. I think I was about
10, 10,
Probably
12.
Yeah,
eight.
he was young. I mean,
Yeah, Clinton,
this
I
was
was-
the first time Jim seen you growing up.
Yeah, since then,
I mean, you got kind of a beard now.
and it's kind of a big deal.
It's kind of a big deal,
I will say, if you didn't have that insult, that'd be that's the only thing you use against me.
Well,
So
one
when
day,
this beard comes in, you're in deep shit.
I know when that beard comes in, I won't have nothing to make fun of you.
Yeah,
with.
you're in deep shit.
I know.
But yeah, so how big and how scaled up was it there at in the River Trail Excel boat days?
I think in our heyday, the building was 78,000 square feet, and we approached 40 people.
Yeah.
That was
40 people? That's that's pretty
We
good.
approached 40. Yeah.
That's pretty good. Yeah,
That is pretty good. And man, I think this moves on to the next thing, the big downfall of Clinton, Arkansas, the big
I think it all changed for us when that F4 tornado came
F4
cruising
tornado.
through.
Yeah, I was talking to Brandon the other day, and I was like, can you remember that tornado like it was yesterday?
Oh yeah.
Man.
And it is. It sticks in your head. I understand what PTSD is because I can remember that.
Yeah.
The buzzards flying, every bit of that.
Let me tell you
tornado.
something. You come over to Scott's house and there's a damn tornado in the area. We got helmets and we have a besieger.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we take it.
We don't play around with that.
We take that shit serious. And here, tell you just real quick, I don't want to get off the subject real quick, but a couple nights ago, we moved to Hampton, Arkansas.
Yeah.
And we built a house in Hampton. And so me and your mom was upstairs in our bedroom, And the next morning we get down, everybody's texting us, hey, you okay? You okay? Everything okay? And we're like, what are these people talking about? And we even built a safe room.
Yeah, safe room.
So, and the generator kicked on that night. I do remember the generator kicking on.
Oh, wow.
The power went out and the generator kicked on.
So you slept through a tornado. That's what's happening.
We slept through the tornado. It was only like, a quarter mile from us.
And
It
y'all
came through.
didn't get in your
We
safe
didn't even get in
room.
the safe room. I'm like, Ashley, why do we have a safe room?
You're getting too comfortable.
I mean, we're upstairs next to the roof. We know what happens. The roof comes off. Everything gets trashed.
Yeah, y'all are worst place.
I mean, that's why we built a safe room.
Right.
She goes, well, we lost our cell phone service when the power went out. The
booster, yeah.
It didn't reboot. So we had no way of knowing there was actually a tornado. I'm like, well, that's a design flaw in our operation here.
Well, that's
So what are we doing to fix that?
Yeah.
That's a good way to find out, though.
So about a week later, Amazon packages show up because it actually has a Amazon fetish
problem.
problem.
I'm the middleman
Yeah.
at the moment, and I'm gonna tell you what, I don't get paid very good
Yeah, he delivers all of his mama's
because
packages.
some reason she sends all of her Amazon to get delivered to my house.
Yeah.
So every day I got 5 to 6 boxes sitting at my door, and it's before I even go into the house. I get out,
It's
I
bad.
get the boxes,
It's
I
bad.
put them in the truck.
I need a cardboard compactor, at the house. That's
Yeah.
how bad it is.
It's ridiculous.
But
That's funny.
so anyways, so she ends up getting this weather radio, this huge weather radio, and I got to put this antenna up on the little crap. I mean, okay, you took the shit serious at least.
I know. So now it's going to scream at you when a
Yeah.
tornado comes, and you're going to freak out.
Yeah.
And I think it's probably better off you just slept through it.
I know we did sleep through it.
It
So
was stressful.
me and actually woke up the next morning, and we do what old people do, I guess, because I am getting older, I guess. So we get in the car, get some coffee. She's in her pajamas. We got our winter dogs with us, and we drive through town, look at all the damage, and go back home. My life has changed.
Well, I'll be honest with you though. I mean, the tornado in 2008 was a pretty serious tornado.
That was a big tornado. That was an F4 tornado.
And 126 miles on the ground, I think that's the longest in the history of the United States.
That was a big tornado.
That's a big tornado.
and let me tell you, it center punched the boat plant.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
it
in
hit
it.
us. It is perfect.
I remember that day being at school and when there's a bad tornado happening that night, you can always kind of feel it in the air. The moisture.
You can actually see the tornado on YouTube. Somebody actually filmed the tornado from Pizza Hut.
Yeah, from the Pizza Hut.
It's on YouTube somewhere, and
It's massive.
It's a massive.
hitting the boat factory, or
Well, they were filming it. If you remember where Pizza Hut is,
Right.
of course, you still live there, but I mean, not there, but you know what, you live there longer than
I live there long enough to know.
Yeah,
right?
I mean,
yeah,
yeah.
There's a Pizza
yeah, it's a pretty
Hut
good
down-
ways away.
Yeah, it's
or
pretty
well,
good.
it's downtown.
Yeah, there's the boat plant there. That's pretty bad stuff right there.
When you look at that picture and you got to think, how did anybody walk away from that?
Back there in the back was a semi truck we were loading. That was a load of Excels right there. I remember that. We were there that night loading that load up.
Yeah.
That's why we were there.
And
We normally would have been out of there a lot sooner, but we was actually loading some boats up that night. And
I see one of 5 Dodge pickups that got tore up.
yeah,
One of them.
isn't that amazing, Jim, that we lived through that?
Oh, I figured out on the building there was the support post that held that was 8-inch Schedule 80 pipe, and that is almost a 1/2-inch wall thickness. They were 16 foot tall, and they weigh almost 50 pounds a linear foot. One of those, as I was sliding across the floor, one of those landed on me and pinned me down.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Thank you," because I wasn't going to fly.
Yeah.
And the next day after all that chaos, whatever, I came back to look. I said, wonder where I was when that happened. I looked, and where that pipe was, there is no way a guy like me could fit underneath that pipe.
Yeah.
And I came out from under that pipe. That's crazy.
I know it's
is
crazy.
wild.
B Scout was under a desk with a motor sitting on top of it, and I was in the parking lot, and it
just took everybody and just
It took us a while to find Ashley, but we finally found Ashley. We thought her neck was broke. I don't know if you remember, but her face was swollen. It was bad.
I was talking to Brandon the other day and just thinking, when all that happened, of course, we know what happened with Thomas and all, but the biggest concern that I had out of everybody there looking and assessing everything was Ashley. I was more worried about
she
her
got
being
banged up
hurt
pretty
than
bad in
anybody.
that.
Yeah, she was bad. She was bad hurt, and we were right in front of that boiler room right there, and we were in that stuff right there. I don't know how we climbed out there, but we did.
I remember the story you told me about when you went to the emergency room and they decided to fix you up and fix your wounds with a staple gun.
Oh man, they didn't even clean it. They just ran through there like cattle.
Yeah.
Like, I felt it scraping my skull. It
Yeah,
was
and he
horrible.
said, if you put another one of those in
Oh,
there,
man.
we're fixing to go around and
It
around.
hurt. It hurts. Let me bleed out. Jesus, I
Leave
just
me
lived through an
alone.
F4 tornado. This is not going to kill me. I promise you.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, that anybody walked out of that. Just looking at the pile of rubble, it completely flattened the building.
Yeah, it's amazing. Did you able to find that video? I mentioned that. I mean, I just now remember that video, but yeah, there's a video.
Yeah,
of that.
from the Pizza Hut.
And it was called an F4 tornado. So after the tornado, we got back on our feet and we ended up moving to, River Trail. You got out of the business, I guess.
Yeah. I worked with SBA. I was kind of planning on trying to go back in the business and everything else. And that was a crazy story.
Yeah.
But
you decided not to go back in the boat business, and I decided to go back in the boat business, and we ended up
Mountain View,
Arkansas.
Yeah, I remember saying, "Tim, go find somebody, get in the boat business, let me come work with you."
Yeah, that's
exactly what happened.
That's about what happened, and so we went and got back in the boat business, and moved to Mountain View, Arkansas, where Excel is still there today.
Mm-hmm.
Then Jim worked for us full time.
You and I did a good job with that company.
Oh yeah,
and it at that same time, Ranger was built, or Triton Aluminum, Ranger Aluminum. It was Ranger Aluminum. They were going to go into the aluminum boat business and everything. And I was thinking, I bet we're going to be up and running and building boats in less time.
Here it is.
Here's a tornado
I
right here.
cut you off. Here it is. No, maybe it's not. I think that's not me and Jim.
That guy looks like you, dude.
No, that's not me and Jim. That might have been right there, Clinton. It says EF4 there, but it's not.
Yeah, 3/20, April 2. This is 2008.
No, it's 2008. You're right. It's 2008. Anyways, he'll find it. 2008 tornado in Clinton, Arkansas is what
Monster
it should be.
tornado
It's
from
an
the Pizza Hut.
It's an F4 tornado.
You can see it's dude standing around next to the building, the Pizza Hut.
We had a full line of boats with Excel boats. Almost 40 boats.
Yeah.
In 18 months.
Yeah,
from the time we thought about building boats.
Yeah. We did really good. We blew it up for sure. Took it to the next level.
And the tornado that led to the F4.
There it is right there. That's it. That's the monster that hit us right there.
Probably darn.
Ain't that crazy? Have you ever seen that video, Jim?
No, I have not.
No.
Did you see the tornado before it hit us?
Yes. I actually went out in the parking lot. See, Ashley's mom.
Yeah, we were.
She, Molly, she called us. Man, look at that thing. It's horrible. So dark. But she called us. And Ashley's the one that told me, hey, there's a tornado coming. Well, we had, several warnings before then, but the floors were sweating and everything else. So I went out in the parking lot, and one of our painters were out there. Somebody was out there. I don't remember. But we went out in the parking lot, and I don't know if he was with us or not.
Yeah, I was out there.
But we seen the buzzards flying backwards over the golf course.
Yeah.
It was, oh, shit, something's about to happen.
They're flying right toward that tornado, those dumb buzzards. And if you watched them circle, as soon as they get going directly away from the tornado, they would flap their wings all they had. They could hit about 8 strokes, and then they were like,
yeah. They were getting sucked into the
trying to get away.
There was nothing they
vortex.
could do.
That thing. It was bad on the ground, but I'm sure it's bad up there too. Well,
I guarantee it.
Yeah. So I was actually out in the parking lot, and I seen that thing come over the hill. I seen stuff, debris flying way up in the air. I'm like, oh my God, this is really a tornado.
Yeah.
And I seen the base of it come over that hill, started coming down that hill, and that's when I said, oh shit, we need to go. And if I could have done it all over again, I would have just gathered everybody up and hauled ass, away from the tornado, because it only hit, a 200-yard spot, but you just never know.
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
And which way do you run? What if you ran right into it or right away from it instead of go left or right? Because you just don't know.
You just don't know when you're that close.
Yeah,
so
sure. That's why you take the shelter or whatever.
But we actually seen it. Actually, my black lab, Beast Guy has a black lab too. But I had a black lab at the time, and he was out there running around pissing on tires and stuff like it wasn't no big deal. I'm like, hey, dude, this is bad. Let's go.
Code red, we gotta get out.
I end up grabbing him, throwing him on my shoulder, hauling ass back into the office. By the time I got in the office, when the roof started coming off. And I just dove on top of everybody else, And of course, we've told this story before in previous podcasts, but
everything started shaking real bad, real violent.
Ears started popping. Your ears started popping. It kind of sucked all the air out of the air.
And it was like it exploded.
Oxygen out of there.
I had my shoulder against a concrete block wall, and it felt like it was rubber, and it just it
was horrible.
And then all of a sudden, it was whoosh.
It was horrible.
And I don't know if a single block hit you, but not a single concrete block hit me.
Yeah,
from that tornado, it just like lifted it up. I felt like I was an ant under a rock.
I got busted. Somebody caught a block to the teeth, and I caught a block to the head. Remember, somebody's teeth got knocked out.
Did y'all open your eyes like in the middle of it?
I did. I looked straight up at one time.
Like while it was hitting?
Yeah.
I did. And I felt insulation hit me and particles hit me, and I just covered my head. And the only thing I had to hold on to was my head. I just covered my head with my arms and laid down.
I thought we was going to die.
Oh, yeah. I remember going through my head. I'm not yet dead yet. I'm not dead yet.
Yeah, I thought we was going to die. So, well, this is it. Died in the boat plant, you know.
I remember opening my eyes and I seen the kid that was below me in the desk because I kept going up, hitting the bottom of the desk and going back down, back and forth. Pop, 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 pop.
Oh, that's horrible. It's horrible.
Yeah.
I don't recommend anybody going through a tornado.
Yeah, and then you see those guys that go out there and deliberately get in the way of them.
Oh, yeah, they get paid
cars
to do
and
that.
All these
anchor
tornado
down.
chaser people.
Yeah, they like it. You know,
Yeah, they
like
can
that
have
kind
all
of
that.
stuff.
I don't want that.
No,
And every
hell
once
no.
in a while they die.
Yeah, they do. They do.
It's a dangerous game.
You pay to play.
Trust me. If I see a tornado, I'm going that way. Going the opposite
Anyway,
direction.
the only time I did see the tornado, actually, I'd gone into the room and I saw it after it hit us. And I was disoriented because the boat factory was gone. The golf pro shop was gone. The dental office was gone. Don Warren's dental office was gone. And when I saw that tornado, the first thing I thought that it was going toward the Huggins house. It, in fact, almost hit my house with my wife in the house. But, yeah.
It's crazy.
Mm.
It's crazy.
Well, anyway.
Well, we made it. Made it through the tornado.
Past that, it did lead to something pretty sweet. And that was the F4 XL boat.
Yeah, we did name
The step transom.
Yeah, once we got it up and running again in Mountain View, we built a model called the F4 Tornado. Called F4 from the tornado.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people to this day, when they buy an F4, they don't know really where the name came from.
Why is it called F4? Yeah, I've told a lot of people that, and they go, well, that's cool.
Yeah, nobody really knows the history of the F4, and it was probably one of the most epic boats we ever built. You know, it was a good boat.
The beginning of the step transoms.
Yeah, and it really opened the market up for us. I mean, once we built that boat, it kind of took off for us. It was a really good-looking boat.
It started changing the game.
It did.
It started changing the game. I think that was really probably the first pivoting moment.
Yeah, it
and
was.
then leading on to future, with Edge, then you just went back and changed it again.
Yeah, once we decided, Excel wasn't for us no more. We actually moved on to something else. That's for another podcast. But the Excels were a good boat. And of course, the Edge was a good boat. Now Havoc is a mixture of all of them put together, which is our last stand and probably one of the most dominating duck boats on the industry.
Yeah, I think it's got a few steps above where it came from.
People ask me all the time, how the hell did you build Havoc? Well,
a
lot of mistakes, guys. A lot of mistakes. You learn from your mistakes. You design mistakes. Got a lot of good people, But to this day, you see a Havoc, and there's a lot of stuff that you contribute to the Havoc, in designs that we did way back in your day, where we learned from you and just grew the product. It's not necessarily just a company, but we're growing a product, and it's gotten better and better. And a lot of the techniques and a lot of designs is from Jim.
I like to call it the John boat on steroids.
Yeah. And what's funny is I'll have an idea or I'll think of something and I'll be like, oh, I gotta tell Dad. And I'll go to Dad and he'd be like, no, me and Jim tried it. I'm like, damn it.
Yeah. I said, that shit won't work. We done did that.
I said, me and Jim tried that. And I'm like, damn it. Okay.
Or I said, one time Jim did do something like that. It didn't work. We say it all the time.
Yeah. Your name comes up all the time.
I mean,
all the time.
Me and DJ was talking the other day about somebody wanting a low front deck. I'm like, one day just built like the lot specials,
Yeah.
So, every day, this was just last week.
This was
a lot specials.
Yeah.
I remember that now.
See, remember that?
Yep.
So, it's just every day, we use our experience and our failures through time to build products to this day. And it's just a lot of people just don't know that.
No, they don't. They don't know the history to the extent of how it got to where it is.
You're not going to wake up tomorrow and say, hey, let's get in the boat business. It takes years and years of experience, whether it's a river trail or Delta Marsh or what Jim used to do, what I did, or all of our failures. You're not going to wake up tomorrow and say, hey, let's get in the boat business and compete what we've been through.
Yeah.
you know, because you learn just so much.
That's right.
You learn so much. And you've seen it all. You watch it all. You know, how many boat plants you've grown up in?
Every one of them.
Yeah.
Since the beginning, you know. I remember even in Clinton, you know, riding around bicycles. I got busted my head open on a chair in the office one time.
Yeah.
I mean, just grew up running around there.
Yeah. So then after that, you know, after we got up and going again, and I decided we wasn't part of Excel, you know, we kind of get out of that thing. Then Jim left, and he started his own retail store up in.
What year was that? That was.
I opened my place in 2011, April of 2011.
Of course, we always knew Jim was going to stay in the boat business. Where I asked him, I said, "You want to start building boats, manufacturing boats?" I think, but you do miss it though, don't you?
I miss manufacturing a ton.
Yeah, manufacturing is fun.
I do it.
You know, it's hard to explain. You know, I got buddies that are in the construction business and do other jobs. You know, and I say, man, I don't know if I can make it doing this. You know, manufacturing is just easy to us. That's what we're used to doing. But
comfortable in it.
Yeah, I mean that's our thing.
Mm-hmm.
We like to manufacture.
So
Jim, you have to miss it.
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, you know, the ideas we come up with. I think that put the wow factor in a boat. That's going to make your boat better than somebody else's. It's what you put into it, and it doesn't cost a lot more money to build a really good boat than it does to build a cheap boat.
That's right.
So we might as well build the best you can.
That's right.
And focus on that.
And you always say that I'm a legend, but you know, you're really the legend.
I'm just because I'm older.
No, but you just, I mean, a lot of people don't know the history of Lake Sport and Delta Marsh and what you came through. I mean, you really, you helped us get where we're at today.
But when you came to River Trail, you brought a lot of knowledge.
Well, a lot of drive, you know.
Yeah, the drive for sure.
Yeah, I was like a lab dog.
I just running around everywhere.
Yeah, had a lot of drive, you know. And Jim gave me an opportunity. You know, that's what's important.
You never have quit.
No,
no, he hasn't quit yet.
Don't quit.
Yeah, that's
true. You know, we go back to this podcast. You know, this podcast. We always say the podcast is, you know, about the American dream. You know, living the American dream. A lot of people say, "Hey, what are you doing?" It's living the American dream. Just another day. You know, but it does take a lot of good people to. I mean, you're not going to go out in this world and get where you're at today without good people helping you. You know,
absolutely.
So you know that's what's so good about this, and this podcast is explaining a lot of that to a lot of different people that don't know the story and lose hope in the American dream.
So I got a question. So I never knew. Did you ever do anything before you first got into the boat business, or how? I mean, did you just come out swinging in the boat business?
Well, it started out with a lawnmower shop.
Lawnmower shop.
Yep, I wanted to be in the small engine business, and I
think I remember that. I think I remember you telling me a story.
We even had. Well, no, it was you were up there at the boat factory, but in Little Rock, Arkansas, we had this lawnmower shop.
Yeah, off of Cantrell or something.
Yeah, it's Cantrell Lawn and Marine.
Yeah, I got you. I remember that. Yep. Mm-hmm.
And Marvin Mason was the guy that we were kind of partners in on that, and he said, "Well, you know, my brother-in-law is a certified Mercury mechanic, and there wasn't a Mercury dealer in Little Rock, Arkansas. Heck, let's do that. That'd be more fun than lawnmowers." So we placed an order for like 200 Mercury motors on our first order, and it was the largest order of Mercury outboards in the history of Mercury.
Wow.
From what I understand, at that time, that's what they kind of told me. And so anyway, we kind of got started with Mercury, and then Yamaha was going to introduce their motors, and I think I was the 5th Yamaha dealer to be signed up in the United States, and they wanted a bigger place than our shop there, so we moved down a hill and to the bottom of Cantrell Road, and there was some Quonset hut buildings where Fairfield Communities is now. And, so we were retailing it there, and we started manufacturing boat trailers, and in like 91, we got this great idea that we need to manufacture boats and sell them. And so we started.
So you started building trailers, started doing boats, and got
Seemed to me like he just put the puzzle together.
Yeah, I mean, he was working on all the little bits and pieces.
And then, you know, it's like, okay, if we're going to do this boat building right, we don't need to mess with the retail end of this stuff. So we closed that down.
Started picking up dealers.
And then, started picking up dealers and moved to Clinton, Arkansas, where we opened up River Trail.
Mm-hmm. That's a pretty big step. That's pretty big
it
step.
is.
That was a big step.
So out of all this happening, I mean, what has things changed to the duck boat today? I mean, how have you seen it go from cutting them out with skill saws and lack of designs? I mean, there wasn't a lot of designs back when you started. I mean, it's changed a lot, floating the nose, hear all the time on social media, floating the nose. These duck boats has became more of a, back in the day, they used to hop and slide in turns and bounce in turns. I mean, the technology of the duck boat design has came a long ways. I mean, how have you seen it change since the day you started building boats? I mean, a duck boat really matters. I mean, every little thing matters. And before it was just a John boat.
When I got started, 90% of it was riveted.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a John boat.
Yeah, just a John boat and little 15-horse motor and go.
And nobody was expecting any kind of performance.
No. I mean, when I first got started, in the 80s and stuff like that, people say, I want the fastest 25-horse motor you got. But nobody considered a big tiller like a 40-horse. Nobody even considered that.
Right.
And
now you see them running 75s, 115s. I mean,
yeah.
I watched a TikTok video today.
Well, a 16-foot boat with a 115 on it.
I know. I mean, it's not ready for that.
I mean, we do not recommend that. But you see people doing it, though.
I mean, that guy was toting the nose at 76 miles an hour.
Oh,
things has changed.
150-horse motors with hydraulic tiller steer.
Yeah.
I mean, how crazy is it going to get?
I don't know.
But it still goes right back to what does make sense, and it's weight. Keep the weight down, build the maximum strength to the weight. That's where your longitudinal I-beam rib, that's something that people don't see as much, but it's what separates Havoc from any
the
boat
ribs
out there.
and the way it's built and the transom support and even the design of the transom back in River Trail days, even the shorter material in the back, stronger transoms. I mean, all of it goes hand to hand on making something solid. If
it ties it all together.
If that transom's flexing, you ain't gonna hold that nose up.
No, you're not.
You got to maintain the pressure on the stern. If you can't maintain it, it's gonna flex. If it flexes, what happens? The nose falls and drags water, right? So everything about this duck boat, John boat style boat is important for what these guys are doing.
It is, and they're going above and beyond what anybody ever thought they'd be doing. I mean, now it's all about the boat races in the mornings and getting your hole, and it got to be the fastest. You got hole runners, and you got the pack mules in the back with all the gear.
Yeah, and it's it's changed a lot. I think we had a big part of that. Building something that performs like they do.
Absolutely,
it's a double-edged sword for us because one guy gets one boat, another guy gets an identical boat. One guy's 2 miles an hour slower than the other.
And I don't think people understand that there's so many things that are out of control with stuff like that.
Well, Jim deals with it all the time in the retail side of it.
Absolutely.
So he's in the retail side of it now. So he deals with the customers hand to hand. We don't. We deal with dealers and we deal with our customer service side of it, but we don't necessarily deal with selling a boat to an individual.
Yeah, that's right.
So, I mean, how has it changed for you? Back when you started building boats on your own a long time ago, I mean, has the customers, are they demanding something different than what it was way back then? I mean, are they more, focused on performance and more focused on durability?
Are they pickier?
Because, a lot of guys will tell me, a lot of guys really don't know how the boats are built. They just want something that's fast that looks good, right?
Well, I think the quality of a boat is predominant over the speed to 80% of the people that buy a boat. Well, I think that's the quality is where it's at.
That's good to know that people actually still care about quality. You know?
And that's the thing that I care about.
Yeah.
When I'm selling a customer,
I just have a conscience. I have a conscience. Like if that's not your best whale, then why do it?
Right.
I mean, why waste your time?
Well, you got to look at these customers. They're making an investment.
Yes.
And you got to make them comfortable with the investment. And if they're not comfortable, then they're not going to buy your boat.
Yeah, but what if you build a boat that's too good, it never tears up, and the customer never has to buy another boat?
Well, I mean, you just hope. I mean,
there's plenty of new customers every day.
Every year,
it's going to be okay.
People
every year, a new group of 18-year-olds graduates high school.
That's right.
People ask me that all the time. It's like you got any planned failures or anything? Not really.
Why would you have a planned failure? Yeah.
Well, Not really. I just hope the guy buys the boat, loves the boat, and wants to upgrade. You notice we always come up with new models. That's one reason why we do it. It's because, look, the 2016 is tough as nails, but we got 2024.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
There's always something new going on.
iPhone has mastered that.
Oh, no doubt.
Who has a 15?
I do.
You?
It's because as soon as the 15 came out, it's like my 14 just stopped working.
That's planned failure.
I mean, why do they stop charging?
I don't know.
Out of the blue.
I don't know.
I don't know. There's something going on there for sure.
I'm still rocking the 14. Jim's probably still rocking the flip phone.
Oh, I got 11.
I told you, wasn't far off the flip phone.
No. I tell you, it was a lot more simple in the flip phone days.
Yeah, I tell you it was. Yeah, it definitely was. So tell us about your store in Rogers, Arkansas.
Well, I moved up there.
You couldn't stand it. You had to get back in the boat business, one way or another.
Right. Well, yeah. And I had a couple daughters went to the University of Arkansas. And on the tornado side of things, Fayetteville just almost never has a tornado. But they did have one a couple years ago. That was within a quarter of a mile of my house, too.
Wow.
Oh, my gosh.
We're destined for a tornado.
But anyway, so I like the idea that there wasn't any tornadoes in northwest Arkansas amount to anything. And I found the location, and I probably had leftover even 3 years after the tornado. I had enough leftover product laying around to start a boat factory.
Right.
So that was a nice plus. And I would think it'd be a comfortable way to make a living. I didn't have there was a lot of stress to deal with 40 employees, and I know y'all understand every bit of that.
Absolutely,
it's
absolutely.
It's running this stuff.
I was dealing with that this morning.
Mm-hmm.
But, it's definitely a lot of stress being on the manufacturing side, for sure.
And I like
So I can see why you want kind of a break from that,
Yeah. And I like the retail side, and I run my mouth all the time talking to customers and
you are a social butterfly.
Enjoying, I really enjoy people. Down deep, I really just like people.
That's good. That's good.
It's just so
that's a good trait to have, especially doing what you do. You
got quite a few Havocs in stock too.
Yeah, I got probably better than 40 of them right now.
That's good. That's good. What's your biggest seller?
The 1756 is probably my number one.
The DBSTs?
The DBSTs, and we're selling some BGSTs as well. Where I am, there's a lot of big water in Oklahoma that people duck hunt. And that I've been out there at 4 o'clock in the morning with it white cap and water splashing up and freezing on my jacket with a 15-footer, and I kind of thought it'd be nice to have a bigger boat.
A little bigger boat makes it a little better.
So that hits that area well, and but we sell a little of everything. I mean, it's a good market, and I'm selling into Oklahoma and Missouri and Kansas, and I've sold into Illinois. I've even sold in Minnesota. So I'm kind of on the north edge of Havoc. I know that there's dealers north of me and.
But nothing out west, though. I mean, we have one dealer in Kansas.
We don't have a whole lot out west.
I mean, there's not really a huge dealer network out west or
Well, really, we don't have
Arkansas.
We don't have a huge dealer network as it is.
No, we don't.
We keep it small. We take care of them, they take care of us, and as long as it works, it's good for everybody.
Yeah, we haven't added any dealers. Have we added any dealers this winter? No, I don't think so. So I think we're holding our ground pretty good with our dealer network now. The thing is, if you start adding a bunch of dealers, everybody's gonna make less money.
Yeah, it's gonna hurt the dealers we have.
Yeah.
If we can do it with the dealer network we have, it's best for everybody.
Yeah,
I was told one time that in the dealer network that 80% of your dealers or 20% of your dealers will sell 80% of your product.
Yeah,
and
I believe that.
And if you qualify your dealers better and you get that average up, that's just great for everybody. Yeah. And I know y'all do that. And
we focus on
I have a really value my Havoc dealership. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, we have a small dealer network that sells a lot of product, and we try to keep it small. That way everybody can make money because we're only going to produce 2,000 boats a year, right?
And that's it.
So we're not trying to expand and nothing like that. We want to build our 2,000 boats, and we want to get our dealers and let them make some money. Also too, a small dealer network, you can maintain better customer service.
And that's most important.
Yeah, customer service is really important. I mean, when that customer buys a Havoc product, I was mentioning to you, I was talking to you on the telephone. I said, look, we screwed that boat up. We'll take care of it. You just get the boat to us. Let our people take over. So even though that boat might be your customer or somebody else's customers, Havoc is still having an obligation to uphold the best they can do for that product. No matter if it's sold 2 years ago, 5 years ago, whatever, it doesn't matter. Still has that logo, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what's important. So if we can back the dealer and the dealer backs us, that's a perfect combination of partnership. And it just makes everybody have more confidence in the product, even though they're buying it from a dealer or whatnot. So I can't be more happy with our dealer network.
Absolutely. I agree with
the only
that.
complaint that I have is I think I go broke doing warranty work for Havoc boats. You just don't see enough of it.
I hear you. Yeah, a lot of dealers tack that $99 an hour up there. So, hey, I had to pull out a nav plate or a nav.
Yeah, I had to straighten
socket,
something or
$300. I'm like, I don't think so.
I'm like, dude, it took 5 minutes,
I
maybe.
can fix that for like 10 minutes.
I can almost fix that over the phone.
No. Bring that boat back here.
Yeah.
We'll take care of that.
And we do. We take care of anything. Anything we can.
Yeah.
To
to a certain degree. Now, there's customers out there and Jim's saying it too, there's customers out there who will take advantage of a good company base and a good dealership.
Well, let me ask you, do you think you see more of that now than you did back in the River Trail Excel days?
I think so. I think a lot of times when people buy a duck boat, some people will know they're buying something for the woods. There's going to be some paint coming off. There's going to be some rubbing on some trees. There's going to be sand in your boat. It takes a beat on your waders. And your waders are full of sand. You're sitting on your seat. You're twisting and throttling, kicking around. There's going to be some wear and tear.
Yeah.
But a lot of customers assume that there shouldn't be no wear and tear. But it just doesn't make any sense.
Even if it's something like just a paint rubbing, thinning out over time, wearing it out with
we had a customer come in and really upset with us over his paint coming off his icebreaker on bottom of the hull, right there at the throat. That's going to be the point of contact every time you put that boat on the sand beach, rocks. I mean, that's going to hit.
Every log he hit.
It's going to hit right there. Well, his paint was coming off of his ice rail. So he's rubbing the paint off, wear and tear.
Mm-hmm.
He threw a fit.
Well, I'm going to say about that customer, I said, you know what? If this thing comes in and it doesn't have any paint wore off that, I'm going to be real disappointed in me because I sold you a boat that you didn't really have a chance to enjoy and use like you're supposed to.
I know it. But
that's part of life, man. Enjoy your stuff and
use it.
Those kind of people, you just smile and say, okay, we'll get you fixed up. But we try to explain the situation and how it happened. I always tell people all the time, I got a John Deere tractor, right? And I called him up. And I felt really bad anyway. But I called the John Deere guy up. I said, hey, man, paint is coming off of my...
Oh, man, you done did it.
Where I keep my feet. He says, well, we do sell rubber mats for him. I'm like, that's a valid point. You have a good day. How much is one of those? And I'll take it. So then it goes back to the point where, God, I hung up. Dang, I'm not one of those guys, am I? but also too, I also understand the disappointment of something.
Well, the thing is,
when it fails.
But understand this though. On the same note, you take a lot of pride in your John Deere tractor.
I love my John Deere tractor.
And the customers, they take a lot of pride in their boats.
That's right.
So I can see
you have to really open up. You got to really be honest with yourself. I think that's what makes us so good. Is like, look, I'll put myself in your situation. You spent $20,000, $30,000 on this Havoc boat. I know you're disappointed in this failure, and we'll take care of it.
That's right.
We'll take care of it because it is disappointing, even though it's a total BS complaint because it's just wear and tear. It ain't no difference shooting your shotgun 1,000 times, 2,000 times to burn your barrel out, or your rifle, whatever it is. I understand you're going to burn the barrel out, but there's still a disappointment of failure. And you want to blame somebody, whether it's Ruger, whether it's whoever it is, you just want to blame somebody because it's that's the way people are, right? So I understand that, and we can absorb that, a little bit, make sure customers are happy, but we don't let them leave the facility without knowing what they could have done to prevent it. I
Yeah.
think just like that John Deere guy told me, buy a rubber mat, dude. You know, you got mud all over your feet. What do you think your feet's doing when you're in that tractor seat just grinding away? You know what I'm saying? So there has to be.
He had to teach you a lesson.
He taught me a lesson I should have already known.
I remember back in the old River Trail days, I had a guy come in and he had the bottom beat out of a little 1542 John boat that we built that was 100 gauge.
Yeah.
And he wanted me to fix it.
Yeah.
And I came out and I looked at that boat and it was just beat all to ever. And so anyway, I said, I can't fix this boat. I can't fix this boat.
Because you're afraid that if you try to fix it and if it's not right, he's still going to be.
Yeah, I mean, there's just this boat. There's just too many wrinkles. This boat is beat everywhere. I said, I don't know how in the world you did this, but it's beat. I said, how about if I build you another boat and charge you a little bit of difference and make it out of 125 gauge? And how about if I do that? And he goes, all right, yeah, I'd pay that. That's great. So I did it.
That's good.
And the more I got to build the boat, and he started talking, and the more he talked, he said, you know, this boat has lasted 4 times longer than any boat that I've ever had. The one that he tore up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it was just what he did with a boat.
He's rough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
And
I know we got customers like that too.
I was like, yeah.
I
said, I'm coughing up a coin or two here to get you taken care of, and you're telling me how my boat outlasts anything else, and I did warranty it, and
and people are rough on boats now.
it's just what
that's how
part of business sometimes.
That's how the I-beam rib came about, and that's how the MSTC came about.
And it's built perfectly for that.
Yeah, I mean, I ought to go beat the shit out of this thing.
It absolutely dominates in that area.
And if it tears up, please let me know. That way I can build something better. You know, that's what people have to understand. That it's like wine; it gets better with older. You know, with age.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't building the same boat I build now I was 20 years ago.
No. Every year we do it, and
it gets better and better and better.
I've talked to another boat manufacturer one time. He said, yeah, we've got some things to change and everything. We're going to change those on the next year model. And I was like, I think I remember seeing on a brochure that prices and specifications are subject to change without notice. And so it's like, man, if we figure out a better way to do it, we're going to do it right now.
Yes.
It's not going to be next year.
And and me and you are both like that. Yeah. Like if you see something that could have happened to a boat, let's change it and give the customer the best.
Well, if as long as you're building boats for a reason and not just doing it for money.
If you build a boat for money,
you're always going to make a better boat.
If you're building a boat for money, you're not going to be successful.
You're not going to be successful. You got to have a purpose and a desire to change the game.
Build the boat. You're exactly right. I'm glad you picked up on that and you're learning that. You build a boat for a purpose.
Yes.
The money will come.
Absolutely. It's just a byproduct of improving the market.
Yes. When DJ or Gary or somebody comes to me and says, "All right, this is what we got in the boat. This is what we're going to sell about, whatever." It was never about the profits. It was about just somebody. I was texting you this morning about a new boat idea, that I experienced in Texas. I'm like, look, and I told you in my text message, we have to change this. We can give these people a better product because I witnessed their issues down there, and I talked to a lot of different people. And they're all struggling with the same problem. So on my way home from Texas, I get on the phone and I was like, look, this is an opportunity to change this. These people need something better. And the reason why they haven't changed it is because it's too damn expensive to change it, but we can change it from the ground up. We can change it right now.
Because it's a completely different thing than what we do now.
Yeah, because I felt sorry for these people. I felt sorry for them.
You witnessed it.
I listened to them. I watched them. Man, that sucks. I mean, nobody's fixing this in your market. How come somebody ain't fixing this? This is an important issue, So I get on the phone. As soon as I get in the truck, I'm heading back. I'm thinking, okay, we got to fix this.
Yeah,
we have to fix this, and I think we are going to fix this.
Yeah, we're definitely working on. We're making moves to start building something for.
And this problem was even with our boat. This was with another.
No, we don't have a dog in that fight.
No, but this is their problem. This is their problem.
Yeah, we don't have a dog in the fight,
and we're going to fix it. You don't know what it is, but I'm telling you, it's coming.
They're letting them down for sure.
It's coming. Yeah.
You're fixing to put a dog in the fight.
We're fixing to get a dog in the fight.
We're about to because these poor people need a solution, and we got it.
we're gonna swing at it. That's for sure.
Yeah. So, anyways, I mean, it's good to get Jim in here.
It is, and
because for me, Jim, he helped me and your mama get where we're at today, and really, I mean, a lot of people say, hey, Havoc built a badass boat, and a lot of people don't know the history of Excel and Edge and everything else. But man, the root of all this became when me and Jim met there at the
you can't talk about
at the
any
boat show.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what,
can't
you're
talk
making
about
me
it.
really appreciate you even more than I.
No, I
always
mean,
do.
it's just true.
You
It's-
guys are great.
It's just true. It's
It is
true.
a
It is.
fact.
It's true.
You can't talk about Havoc boats and talk about the history without mentioning Jim Stancil.
No, it's
And that's a
true.
fact.
No, man, Jim, we mention your name more than you believe. I mean, it's just like even around here with DJ and Gary and all of our management deals, we laugh, we get ourselves in a situation, we'll look back and say, okay, what would Jim do? So it's Nash is like, oh, I know what he would do. He would definitely not throw that lid away, But
Did they used to get into it over stuff like that?
Ashley and Jim got into it quite a bit over miscellaneous cuts.
She's pretty spicy though. I mean, she's hard to handle in the factory.
Yeah, I actually wouldn't want to process something that we're cutting out of a piece of metal just to cut a piece of metal. That was her biggest deal. Actually, it's more of a get to the purpose of the cut, throw the rest away, let's move on.
To the next thing.
There's goods and bad sides of that. It's always about production. Time is money. If you can't get your job done quickly, you're not going to make money. That's the deal. We all work on low margins, if we can build boats all year and get out of this thing for 5%, that's a good year for us.
Customer service is expensive.
Oh man, we spend a ton of money on customer service, but there's a reason why I believe the customer service is the key to every business because the companies in the United States makes it easy for us because no one else cares about customer service. You'll see some companies that like it that pays attention to it, but very little.
Well, when it's about the money,
it's always about money to people. Like I always said, don't worry about the money. Build a product, and money will come.
That's right.
Well,
I tell you what we need to do next. This is your first time being here at the new facility. That we put up here, and I think we're both super excited to take you out there and let you walk around and look at it because it'd be the first time you've seen it.
Not this one, yes, it is.
We're really proud of it. There's some more stuff we need to do to it, but I'm glad to, let's get our hard hats on, our safety glasses. Let's go out there and walk around and show Jim the facility.
Absolutely.
And
man, this was great. Thank you, Jim, for making it today. We're really happy to have you.
Well, I am sure glad to be here. This is great. This is fun.
Yeah.
This is a new experience for me too. The podcast stuff. This is awesome.
Yeah,
we couldn't leave you out. You're a big part of it.
Oh, absolutely. We knew Jim was. We had to get Jim in here. That's where it all started, and so hopefully this helps him with his store and shows people a little bit who he is.
And where can they find you out on the internet? Your what's your website name?
My website is boat-center.org.
Mm-hmm.
And
okay. Can you pull that up real quick? His website.
It is a really good website.
He does. I really like the website.
Kind of looks like our website.
Need to upgrade it a little bit.
What'd you have?
I got off to a good start, and then I kind of got into a slump on it. But
it looks good.
Thanks.
Yeah, I like it.
So you got boats. You got some good pictures.
There's old Sluggo.
That's your dog right there?
That's my dog. He's 11 years old, bless his heart.
Oh, goodness gracious.
He's about done as being a duck dog, but
he gets those 4 ducks.
I imagine.
Yeah. He's all about it.
He has picked up about 20 ducks this year.
Well, good.
So, not bad for an old dog.
Absolutely.
Well, let's get out there and let's check the boat plant out. You guys can find Jim at Boat Center and go by there and meet him and get you pick you at your Havoc. He has all different brands too. You also sell well built too. You sell a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
So if you need a little John boat, he has them. If you want a Havoc, he got them.
Definitely go out there and check him out. He's really smart. He's gonna hook you up with what you need. And I'm ready to get out there, y'all.
Yeah, let's do this.
Just make sure you like, subscribe, share the video, and go like our race series and just check us out. See ya.